Okay, so first is this particular diagram. It is actually very important. Let's see. Frontal eye field. Okay, so this is area 8. Just remember 8 because there were two goals. Okay, so this is area 8. I'll just narrate the areas quickly. Area 8 is frontal eye field. Prefrontal cortex 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, frontal eye field was chashma. Okay, basically that is the mnemonic, that you have two spectacles. Okay, Broca's. Okay, so front, basically it's Broca's is for fluency gone. So 44 45, 44 45 is Broca's. Next, another important this thing is here, somewhere here is supposed to be the gustatory cortex, that is 43. Okay, and primary auditory cortex is 41 42. So basically 41 42 is the primary auditory cortex. Okay, so this primary auditory cortex, this part, this is going to be 41 42. Then you have the gustatory 43. Okay, and then after that you have the Broca's in the inferior frontal gyrus. So I guess yeah, 41. Okay, so how are we going? 41 42 43, and area 41 42 43, and then after 44 and 45. Okay, and prefrontal cortex is obviously 9 10 11 12, and that frontal eye field, prefrontal cortex is 9 10 11 12, and frontal eye field is 8, area 8. Okay, so this is like basically the this thing. Okay, so another thing is uh, prefrontal cortex. Okay, in frontal eye field. Okay, this one, frontal eye field, we had a thing called uh, your there was a lesion. Okay, it's in one of the BT, it's in the BTR. So PPRF, basically I think it was PPRF. So that you basically look towards away from the side of the lesion. Okay, that looking away from the side of the lesion. Okay, next after that, and frontal eye field is looks towards the side of the lesion. So this is like that one just clarified that frontal eye field was looking towards the side of the lesion, and PPRF is looking away from the side of the lesion. Okay, something like that. Okay, so we got that 8 9 10 11 12 44 41 42 43 44 45, and obviously Broca's area is superior division of middle cerebral artery, this side superior division of the middle cerebral artery, because this is what lateral wall, and that's what we had that lateral wall, everything, most of the parietal lobe, that is most of the parietal and little bit of the frontal lobe, it is going to be middle cerebral artery. So that is done. Next we have the above. Okay, upwards. So we have the premotor and somatosensory cortex. So premotor was 4 1, premotor, primary motor, and premotor. Okay, so this is 4 1 2, I think. Okay, how was it, this areas? Okay, this was 4. Yeah, like primary motor was 4. This was 3 1 2. Okay, this particular one was 3 1 2. This was 4. Okay, so primary motor was primary motor was 4, and this was 3 1 2. Okay, so that is important. And then we have 4, and then we go even 4, and then 6. 6 was premotor. 6 was premotor, I think so. And this frontal eye field to 8. Okay, huh. 2 to the 4, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, so it goes 4 to 6, 4, 6, and 8. And somatosensory was 3 1 2. Okay, next is okay, that was 3 1 2. Okay, so more or less I think this is covered. And next is these visual cortex areas. So in case of visual cortex, we have this thing. Okay, we had visual cortex was 17 18 17. Okay, so it was going like this, 17 18, and then after I think 19. All right, so primary visual was 17. Okay, primary visual was 17. Then association area was association area was 18, 19. Okay, and another very important, here you have the angular gyrus. Okay, this side. So angular gyrus, if anything happens to the angular gyrus, then you get what? Okay, angular gyrus lesion, then we get the Gerstmann syndrome, in which you have the agraphia, calculia and all that, agnosia, spatial differentiation, this thing. Okay, and obviously Wernicke's is your auditory association area. Wernicke's is 22, remember, and Wernicke's was 22, and Broca's was first was 41 for 41 42 43 43 41 42 was primary auditory cortex. 43 was we had 43. What did we have? 43 was okay, this is something that we have to go back and see. So 43 was auditory cortex area, and or 43 was gustatory. 43 was gustatory, and 44 and 45 is supposed to be Broca's. 44 and 45 is supposed to be Broca's, and Wernicke is 22. Okay. So I think this was okay. Next was means this is important for aphasia. Okay. So it's better that I think all this is done. Okay, see lateral wall, that's why you have 44 45. Area 468. See, that's why we had area 468. 468 was all motor, and 312 was sensory. 8 was frontal eye field, that is away from, looks towards the side of the lesion. Okay, so all this, I think it's done. Yeah, we finished all this last time only. Not really. This is important. Okay, so this is what was genuinely confusing in this thing. So M, basically everything from M is going to be on medial side, whether it's motor, that is the corticospinal tract, then MLF, that is medial longitudinal fasciculus, and medial longitudinal fasciculus, medial lemniscus, and also the cranial nerve. Yeah, so the cranial nerve, all the three ka multiple. Okay, 4 3s are 12. Okay, so this part 4 3s are 12, 6 12, that is going to be medial. Okay, so 4 3s are 12 is going to be medial. Corticospinal tract, cranial nerve 3 4 6. Corticospinal tract is motor, M for motor, and cranial nerve 3 4 6 12. Okay, those three ka multiple, three is multiple of cranial nerves, and medial lemniscus, M for medial lemniscus, and N for medial longitudinal fasciculus, that is also going to be medial only. Next is S. S for spinothalamic tract, spinocerebellar tract. So we have spinothalamic, spinocerebellar. All this is lateral, okay, and sympathetic. Okay, cerebella peduncle, spinocerebellar or cerebella peduncles, and rest all the cranial nerve. And fifth is like present all, that is the trigeminal nerve. Okay, so I think more or less this is done. Okay, another one is medial lemniscus. Obviously it's from the dorsal column, that is so known, and medial longitudinal fasciculus is very important for MS in a, because it causes that intranuclear ophthalmoplegia and so on. And this side obviously your the trigeminal nerve is going to be ipsilateral of the face, ipsilateral side of the face. Okay, so this is fine. Next is how are you going to differentiate that at what level the cranial nerve is going to come at. So I'll just maximize this and try to recall. Okay, so we have the pons here, right? And you're gonna have cranial nerve So above the pons you have 4 cranial nerves. So cranial nerve 1, 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. Okay, so this is the third and this is the fourth. Okay, okay, yeah, so this is correct. Okay, cranial nerve 1, cranial nerve 2, they're not gonna ask. Cranial nerve 3, they have asked once in NEET. So cranial nerve 3 is this fat one that is coming from here, superior colliculus, SC. Okay, and then you have inferior colliculus, the fourth nerve, which has the longest course. So fourth nerve, SO4 LR6. Okay, so dorsally and immediately decussate. So this is important, fourth nerve. Next we have, so fourth nerve, this is going to be thin medial. So ऊपर से this is a fat one, this is a thin medial. Then you have the fat, the thickest nerve that comes out is going to be the trigeminal nerve, Meckel's cave. Okay, so the fifth nerve, that is going to be trigeminal. Next we start from medial. Okay, just below. So basically what did we have? 1 2 3 4. Then at the level of the pons, 5 6 7 8. Okay, so 5 is here, 6 is here. Here we'll start with 6. 6. Okay, so here we'll start with 6. 6 7 8. Okay, so 6 7 8, done. Now the most important fact about 6 is that sixth nerve nucleus lies below the facial colliculus. So that is a very important point in anatomy, that sixth nerve nucleus lies below the facial colliculus. But the colliculus itself is formed by the facial nerve fibers. Okay, so when they say which nucleus is injured, in case of facial colliculus, if something injures the facial colliculus, which nucleus is injured? It is the sixth nerve nucleus. But which fibers are injured? It is the seventh nerve fibers. Okay, so that is important point. That is an extremely important point to note. And which muscle we see? Rhizorius. Okay, in case of the fibers, we consider first, and in this is obviously lateral rectus. Okay, if the nerve is injured, then rhizorius, facial nerve fibers. If the nucleus is injured, then is LR6, lateral rectus. Sixth nerve, abducens. Okay, this is about the facial colliculus. So okay, so basically we have 6 7 and then 8. Okay, 8th nerve is also this fat one, vestibulocochlear. Okay, so 8, let's just check. Okay, this is the 8th, so this entire bundle is the 8th. Okay, so that is at the level of the pons basically. So below the level of the pons, okay, this is basically pontomedullary junction. When you say at the level of the pons, 5th 6th 7th 8th is pontomedullary junction. 5th, not 5th, 6th 7th 8th at least is the pontomedullary junction. 5th is the only one that is coming out proper, like, you know, at the level of the pons, and 5th and 6th 7th 8th is going to be pontomedullary junction. Okay, so this is done, pontomedullary junction. Now 8th is also done. See 8th nicely. This is 8th. Okay, the cadaveric image for this is very important. Okay, now near 8th, okay, now we have posterolateral sulcus. Okay, this sulcus and this sulcus, very important. Okay, so we have pyramids, we have olives here. Okay, the locations are very important. Now between the pyramids and olives, this is the 12th nerve. Okay, anteriorly is the 12th nerve, and baki sub everything is posterior. Okay, so now we can maximize it and just look at it properly. Okay, so ninth nerve is going to be, ninth nerve is the posterolateral. 9 10 11 is present the posterolateral sulcus, this part. Okay, see, 9 10 and this is 11, this thing is 11. 10 is the fattest. Near the 10 we have the ninth nerve. Okay, ninth nerve, glossopharyngeal. Where was it? Posterior tooth of the tongue. Both taste as well as sensation. Okay, hypoglossal nerves. Hypoglossal nerve supplies all the muscles of the tongue except palatoglossus. That is supplied by 10th nerve. Okay, palatine glossus. Yesterday only we did. Okay, next is pontomedullary junction. All this is done. and medially. So this we got a good picture of that. In the middle, when we are here, we start with the sixth nerve.